Did you know that most companies only understand about 20% of their business processes? Unfamiliar variations, non-compliant behavior, and plenty of rework, often unknown to management. They see just the top of the iceberg. I've seen this firsthand when analyzing data for many companies. Comments on the spot would be, yeah, this always happens with this supplier, or the system just doesn't support this. Things that ended up with management being kind of frustrated or immediately wanting to take action. And yes, after analyzing the data and working through it and finding the root causes, there would be explanations, but also plenty of situations of very clear unwanted behavior or just fixing things that shouldn't be an issue in the first place. The reason why Intellifold exists, effectively identifying the root causes and implementing targeted process improvements. My story started as an IT auditor, implementing risk and control frameworks. I got into implementing ERP systems, configuring things like tolerance settings and building authorization roles. Good for getting an understanding of business processes and controls, but it didn't always feel the most rewarding. That changed when I got into data, and that's really where it felt different. It was now fact-based insights. Instead of reviewing documents and doing interviews, we actually had the data to back it up. Then I got involved into building data warehouses, implementing data strategies, governance work, just helping companies become more data-driven, much more impactful, more people than technology. I started Intellifold with the belief we can do things better. My business partner, Yaron, he has his PhDs in the algorithms that sit behind process mining. He'd been working on software for quite a few years, and he showed me what he was doing while we were working on projects together. And it was impressive, technically really properly built, and this is something useful. So we started working together, and after a few months of evening and weekend work, we decided to make the move. Stepping away from Big Four consultancy has been a change. The established brand, the relationships, it does make a difference. But I'm not longing back for the corporate structure or endless politics. Now with Intellifold, we have the opportunity to make a real impact and realize those business improvements with our clients. The interesting thing I noticed was so many companies struggle to realize the value from their data projects. They invest in platforms and tools, but without the successful outcomes. And that's where we come in, to develop the right analytics, the dashboards that people actually love to use, and the processes and governance around the tools. Things like use case selection, benefit tracking, service management, training and adoption, and really making those data-driven decisions. At Intellifold, we combine both the technical and the consulting services. We have some really awesome features in our product, but it's our combination of business process understanding and data that sets us apart. I was skeptical when I first came across process mining. We had Tableau and Click, Power BI didn't exist yet, and we had literally hundreds of SQL queries, and we would get the answers, right? We would analyze the data and get the answers that our clients were looking for, but always after multiple iterations. It was the things we hadn't included in the dashboard, or specific queries that had to be updated, things that only people really involved in the business process would be aware of. Common reply would be, we'll look into this, we'll provide updated dashboards, and we would have another workshop. Only once my team started using process mining, we found out this is something really different, a game changer. The flexibility to find those root causes and just perform all the analysis on the spot. It really is the X-ray for business processes, showing every step, duration, and variation from the standard. Turning data into actionable insights and real-time monitoring. These days with predictive insights, automatic alerts, and the enablers for automation. Being able to perform those root cause analysis and show where the compliance issues are and where efficiency breakdowns happen. And also to measure how impactful actually changes have been or automation that you've applied. A use case that really stands out is process redesigns and new system implementations, because we can map out the actual execution to the desired state and see exactly what's working and what not. Every deviation needs a decision. If it's something critical to the business, we would make and implement solutions for that. But if it's something that they can change and make it work with the new functionality, it's so much easier. And this is really where the power comes in, because you know exactly what's going to work and you tested before actually implementing it. And that makes adoption of new systems so much better. The other big use case is process automation. We show and we quantify exactly what solutions are going to do. So if it's an RPA, low code or AI agent, we can quantify that up front and know what the impact will be. I have quite a few examples to share here, and I suggest to have a look at our website or just schedule a call with me. The steps involved in a project are easy. We assess the use case, agree the outcomes, the timelines and involvement, and then we implement either in our cloud or in client environment. Then we connect the relevant source systems, load the data, and build an MVP solution for validation. Showing a first version or giving clients access is when they can see how powerful this is. And that's when we find out what's going on and what are the quick wins versus longer-term improvements. We provide an end-to-end solution with the services to actually implement the improvements. We also offer data governance, controls uplift, and the support to get your process more automated. Our product offers both in-platform and database query options. We use Python for machine learning and are integrating large language models. For our platform to work well, there needs to be data, preferably a larger volume. There needs to be sufficient potential for improvement, and we need to be able to make the changes, so we need stakeholder buy-in. A 30-minute call will deliver the initial insights, and sometimes we help our clients with building the actual business case. I've seen companies jump into new technology without a clear strategy, while others hesitate to get started. We're here to help, to understand where you're at, what your ambitions are, and how we best achieve them.